Welcome to finding out a new world in English. Have you ever looked at a long English sentence and felt completely lost? Today, we are going to make reading and writing so much easier by learning the building blocks of English. Clauses and phrases. Once you know the difference, building perfect sentences becomes a piece of cake. Let's start with the big one, a clause. A clause is simply a group of words that contains two very important things. A subject, who or what is doing the action, and a verb, the action itself. Think of a clause as a mini-sentence. However, there are two different types of clauses. The independent clause, the boss, this is strong. It has a subject, it has a verb, and it expresses a complete thought. It can stand alone as a perfect sentence. The cat slept, cat is the subject, slept, the verb, and it makes perfect sense on its own. Dependent clause, the helper. This clause also has a subject and a verb, but it is incomplete. It leaves you hanging. It depends on an independent clause to make sense. Because the cat slept, cat is the subject, slept the verb. But wait, what happened because the cat slept? It needs another clause to finish the thought. Because the cat slept, the mice threw a party in the kitchen. Now it is a complete thought. The dependent clause finally makes sense because we attached it to the independent clause. The mice threw a party in the kitchen. We learned that a dependent clause is like a helper. But did you know that helpers can actually disguise themselves and do three completely different jobs in a sentence? Now we are looking at three types of dependent clauses: noun clauses, adverb clauses, and adjective clauses. First up, we have noun clauses. These clauses act like a person, animal, thing, place, or idea. They can be the subject of your sentence or the object. Let's look at two examples. As a subject, what she said is true. The entire clause, what she said, is acting as the main subject of the sentence. As an object, I know that you're busy. You know what? The clause that you're busy acts as the object of the sentence. Next, we have adverb clauses. What does an adverb do? It modifies a verb. This clause tells us when, where, why, or how an action happened. They usually starts with words like when, because, if, or although. Here is a great example. I left when it rained. The clause, when it rained, tells us when the action of leaving happened. Finally, we have adjective clauses. An adjective's job is to describe a noun, giving us more detail about it. These clauses act like a spotlight, pointing to a specific person or thing so we know exactly which one you're talking about. Check this out. The book that I read is great. Which book is great? The clause that I read describes exactly which book we mean. Before continuing, please subscribe. If this information is useful, share this video with a friend who needs it, and don't forget to leave a like. Now that we are experts on clauses, let's talk about the other half of the sentence equation: phrases. Now, how is a clause different from a phrase? A phrase is a part of a sentence that might contain a subject or a verb, but never together. Because of this, a phrase can never stand alone as a complete thought. It just adds extra details. Under the verb, no subject, no verb, it just tells where. Or the big fluffy dog has a subject but no verb. It tells us who but not what they are doing. Instead, phrases act as single parts of speech to add rich details to your sentence. Today, we are going to look at the three most common types. The noun phrase. A noun phrase is simply a noun grouped together with its modifiers, words that describe or pinpoint the noun. These modifiers are called determiners and can include articles, quantifiers, adjectives, demonstrative pronouns, or possessive adjectives. When you group them together, the whole phrase acts just like a single noun. Examples: the big house, many nice books, a small white bird, these happy students. Next is the verb phrase. This consists of your main action verb packed together with its helpers like auxiliary verbs or modals, words like will, should, might, has. Sometimes it also includes the objects that directly follow the verb. These words team up to show us the tense, mood, or possibility of the action, such as has been eating, will go, should eat an apple, might speak French. Finally, we have the prepositional phrase. These are fantastic for showing time, location, or direction. A prepositional phrase always starts with a preposition. like in, on, at, with, by, and is immediately followed by a noun phrase. For example, in the park with a smile on the table by running fast. Before we finish, there is a very important grammar rule you must remember about prepositions. A preposition can never be followed by a subject and a verb. Instead, it must be followed by one of two things. 1. A noun phrase, for example, I'm interested in music. Music is the noun. 2. A gerund, because gerunds act like nouns. She's good at playing guitar, playing is the noun.